Saturday they call Friday Fat Day. Yeah, that's when you can eat whatever you want. That's what Tim Ferriss says, who wrote the Tools of Titans. He says, make a day of the week a fat day. So he says he makes his Friday for Fat Day. I guess that sounds good. What's going on here, everybody? We listed 177 homes. We have 26 days of inventory. We put 92 under contract. We closed 84. And we are averaging about 99 closings right now, right off the bat, right out of the chute, the first week of the month, 99 closings a day. So that is awesome. It is awesome that we're doing so well. I finally changed the median to 389. If you see number 5 up here. So when I did that, that changed all of the equity gains. Went down a little bit because we were at 398. Now we're back to 389. So I think that's a good thing. And you heard all my reasons all week why. So not a lot to talk about today when it comes to the stats. They're pretty consistent. We got 966 homes that we've sold in the $1 million range. So we're still doing around 4.5 a day. And good morning, Miss Karen. How are you? Good morning. I remarked to her earlier this morning that it's been such a busy year. You know, first of all, acclimating to the change, getting back into the routine of life after COVID and all the backed up things that we couldn't do or didn't do. And now we're doing them and trying to get back on track with things. And then we had the frenzy of the housing 20 offers, right? People coming right out of the chute. I just want to let everybody know that I spoke with the higher ups. Yes, it's been very busy. I just want to address one little thing about our real estate. And I wish Jimmy were here because we talk about this in our classes, and that is the appraisal paragraph in the RPA. And I say this, I've said this a couple of times, and I just want to keep saying it because I want everybody to remember this. That appraisal should not be waived. That doesn't make it fair to all parties in the opinion of, let's say, the division and people like that. They think it speaks for itself. It makes it fair to all parties. If it doesn't appraise, you're back to the negotiating table, whether it's high or low. And so to put any other verbiage in there or to waive that, if they're getting financing especially, is not necessarily recommended. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. I think Frank will probably show up soon. So just so you know, when you see that and your buyers are concerned about it, tell them you need to read it maybe several times. It really addresses all the issues across the board when it comes to those appraisals. So I just want to chime out with that. Now, what are we talking about today? Well, we're going to talk about Zillow. Yeah, we're going to talk about Zillow. And here he is, right? Here's the Zillow man. That's one other thing I wanted to mention before we do that, though, is the jobs. This is really important to us, everybody. The stats came out today for the jobs, and there's almost 1 million new jobs, which has brought the national unemployment down to 5.4%. And if you watched the show yesterday, we talked about all these other places where people are moving from to here. And a lot of that is going to depend on our job market, of course. But I checked this morning, and I think we have on Indeed, the job site, there's 36,000 jobs. And I was looking at some of the salaries, and they're not bad. So, don't forget that if you have the Agent Formula website, that we update that. It gets updated contemporaneously when Indeed updates it. So it's like a direct feed from Indeed that you can share with your out-of-state people or even your in-state people if you know people that aren't finding a job for whatever reason, just reaching out there to help people. And it's really a cool thing the way they do it. And It's a service you can offer people. But I think this is really good. Business is unbelievable, said Tom Gimbel, chief executive of LaSalle Network, a recruiting and staffing, good morning, Frank, a recruiting and staffing firm in Chicago. And he says companies are continuing to hire salespeople in numbers that I've never seen. It shows me that companies are very optimistic about the future. We're seeing demand for senior people, but it's not crazy, he added. The huge demand is entry to mid-level. That's good news. With salaries ranging from $45,000 to $90,000, it's the rebirth of the middle manager. So that is really good news. So I want to continue to give you people the good news, the good side of things that are going on, because then you're more enthusiastic. I believe the more knowledge you have, the more you can relay this information to your clients and to your opportunities that you have, that when you get in that car with people and you have things to talk about, and they see you as an industry expert and an economy expert as well. Or let's say maybe not an expert in the economy, but you certainly know about it. And that's why I went over those slides yesterday, so that you all can get a really firm grasp about what's going on in our own town and all those billions of dollars, what was it, 17 billion in projects that are going on. And that's going to mean lots of jobs. So I agree with him. I think that we're very optimistic about the future. So now let's talk about the big gorilla in the room. And I have been talking about this gorilla for a long, long time. If you've taken any of my classes over the past 5 or 6 years, I have been cautioning people that these fellas are poised to do something. And one of my reasonings way back when for it is because of this man here, Richard Barton. He was the founder of Expedia. He was the one that brought Expedia. Hi, Annetta. Good to see you. I need to talk to you about that auction. Just reminding myself. So anyway, he started Expedia. And of course, it put many, many airline reservationists out of business, because now it became a seamless online experience. Those were his words years and years ago. And then, of course, he has been on the board of Netflix for over 20 years. He's been on the board of directors, and he helped them go from a blockbuster environment to where they are today, and Blockbuster's no longer here. So that's another seamless experience for the person who's watching television. And now Netflix is even starting to create their own shows. So that's how these companies start, as very small. I mean, Netflix was, oh, good, I can rent movies, yay, right? And then all of a sudden, Blockbuster's gone because of the time saving, the time saver of not having to go get in your car, go down to Blockbuster. They don't have the movie you want, or maybe they do, or whatever. All the disruptions, that's one of Richard Barton's favorite words, is disruption. That's one of his things. He got rid of the disruption in the airline industry so that you can seamlessly go online and book your flights. And of course, the airlines came back with they're huge, and there's a lot of them. But when you take a company like Blockbuster, they ain't coming back, right? That was a different animal. Now, in my opinion, over the years, he has been slowly gathering data for 12, 13 years now. He has all the data. They get 200 million hits a month. And I've heard a number of 80 million unique ones. I tend to not believe that so much, unless there's a lot of real estate agents going on there too, which is possible. But anyway, he's got plans to push us aside and make the home buying experience a seamless online experience. I know that's hard for us in the industry to believe, but when you know that this man has done it 2 other times, and to think that he's not been working on it, and the one thing that he's done that's brilliant is data gathering. He's got all the data. So let's look at this. So they raked in $1.3 billion in revenue between April and June of this year. besting its haul from almost impressive recent quarters, though the company also saw its overall profit fall from previous highs. The company announced Thursday in the second quarter earnings report. Okay, so they lost a little money. Well, that was probably pandemic. The online giant, he is an online giant, revealed that in total it saw a net income of about 10 million. So they're already profitable. And I say that tongue in cheek because I want to tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. That's compared to a year ago when Zillow suffered a net loss of nearly 85 million. And when the coronavirus was first impacting the housing market. However, it's down compared to the first quarter of 2021 when the company pulled in 52 million in net income, as well as compared to the final quarter of 2020 when net income hit 46 million. So both of those previous two quarters were respectively the most profitable on record for Zillow. So while the net income lagged during the second quarter of the year, Zillow did see revenue soar 70% year over year, ultimately hitting 1.3 billion. And let me tell you why that is such an important number. Because Zillow said a few years ago that they wanted to take 5% of our market. And 5% of our market, if you just carve out the commissions, is 1.375 billion. So we are a $90 billion industry when it comes to commissions. And they want their piece of the pie. That's all there is to it. So this number beat the analysts' expectations that the company would report 1.27 billion in revenue. So significantly, analysts had expected profitability to be down thanks to more spending on product development and advertising. So let me just address that for a second. And I've been, like I said, I've been watching this for years. So Zillow said 4 years ago that they expected to lose money for 3 years because they knew that it was going to take money for them to get a position in the market, which they have. They definitely have. So let's go on to the next slide. So Richard Barton framed his company's largest earning figures as a part of a long-term strategy. And guess what that is? To make the buying experience of a home a seamless online experience without the disruption of, guess who? Real estate agents. But there's more to that story too. So Zillow's making rapid and significant progress toward building a seamless, integrated real estate experience for customers and partners. Barton said in a statement that was included in the report, our strong second quarter results show how well we've executed on the 3 to 5 year growth objectives we announced in 2019. Yeah. Thursday's report shows Zillow's iBuying business has grown significant over the last year. In total, the company brought in more than 772 million in revenue from its Zillow Offers program during the quarter, which was an increase of 70% year over year. And that's also up from last quarter when iBuying scored the company nearly 701 million in revenue. Now we're talking quarters and millions here. We're talking not years, we're talking quarterly, and then we're talking millions. So Barton singled out Zillow Offers, saying the program continues to accelerate as we offer more customers a fast, fair, flexible, and convenient way to move. And that's without us. Zillow Offers is proving attractive to sellers, even in this sizzling hot sellers market. Wow. I hope you're hearing this loud and clear. All right, next slide. In a call with investors, Barton said Zillow bought 3,805 homes during the second quarter, and it sold 2,086 of those homes. So what is it? It's buying them and selling them for a profit. No, of course they are. The company is also on track. Now listen to this, everybody. They are on track to purchase 5,000 homes per month in the near future. And according to Barton, consumers who previously thought of Zillow merely as a portal are starting to understand and take advantage of the reality that we now offer so much more. Barton added during the call that even in a hot market, Zillow offers value proposition has remained more than durable. Well, partially because they reduced their fees and they've made it very, very attractive. Remember the two things that 1,000 Watt, the analytical company, said? The two things that the home seller liked about Zillow and didn't like about the traditional real estate transaction with a realtor? The invasion of privacy and not knowing if the deal was going to close. Those two things. So Zillow's taken those out of the equation. So now let's talk a little bit about the Premier Agent. Zillow's lead generation program for real estate professionals was another standout in the report, with revenue from the program hitting $348 million of your commissions, right? If you're making money, or maybe you're not making money, but you're giving Zillow $348 million. And listen to this, that's up 82% compared to the same period last year. I guess, I don't know. I just don't get it. Zillow also brought in $56 million from its mortgage segment. You know, they have a mortgage company. If you've seen a Zillow offer, you see that there's an advertisement for their mortgage company and offering people who are making offers that they can use their mortgage company. And I in the beginning, I questioned whether that wasn't steering, and I was told, no, it isn't. They're allowed to advertise. Okay. So that's up. The 348 million is up 82%. I don't get it. And they brought in the 56 million from its mortgage segment. So some of those people are buying into that mortgage advertisement. While the number pales in comparison to the figures from iBuying and lead sales, it's also a 68% year-over-year jump. Oh my goodness. Let's keep going here. Zillow stock spent most of Thursday treading water in the lead up to the report, ultimately closing down very slightly for the day at $110 a share. Oops, sorry. So this is just a snapshot that Google had of the activity yesterday with Google. So when trading ended Thursday, Zillow had a market cap of just over $27 billion. And Barton ultimately concluded in Thursday's report that the current market trends should ultimately favor Zillow. We expect millennial buyers, low interest rates, and the increasing adoption of location-flexible work policies to fuel interest in moving for the many years to come. And these movers will increasingly, these guys are so slick. They put these sentences in there, and it's like subliminal, right? They're telling people what the future is going to be. These movers will increasingly demand e-commerce like solutions where Zillow excels. That means no real estate agent in the transaction. That's what that means. So this thing is just filled with caution for you all. I want to show you one more thing now. Let's see. Now there's another article, and this is a different article. And I am asking you, can you guess the end game here? So this is a totally different article written by or about Stephen Capeza, and he works for the Zillow Group. In addition to the new scoring system, now evidently, y'all are going to be, I think they rolled it out in July. There's a new scoring system for people that buy into the Premier Agent program. The best of Zillow designees will receive several perks, including access to exclusive events and networking opportunities, advertising bonuses, and priority access to new inventory. They're talking about the agents who paid the $348 million to be part of the Premier Agent program. Zillow is strengthening its Premier Agent support by hiring additional business and growth advisors who can provide tailored training and development resources based on local insights, and launching an online learning platform called Zillow Academy. There's more. Great agents who leverage the latest technology to give their clients the best possible experience are the future of real estate. Stephen Capeza, Senior Vice President of Premier Agent Sales and Partnerships, said in a written statement, these professionals are essential partners. These Premier agents are essential partners to Zillow, and we're excited to offer new and more localized support to help them succeed. Well, yeah, they're putting brokerages everywhere, everybody. They've got a brokerage here. I could walk to their office from here. They have it down by Red Rock Casino in the Aviator Stadium. I could walk there. Together, we can help our shared customers. Now, shared customers, meaning you think they're your customers? They just said that they're sharing these customers, find the home while they spend the next phase of where they're going to spend the next phase of their lives. Hey, everybody, what they're saying is, what do you think they're saying? You're going to become a Premier agent. And then guess what? They want you to work for their brokerage. That's where they're headed. That's their end game. They're going to have a totally new scoring system. They're going to give you more support. They're going to give you more training. They're going to help you develop resources based on the local. We talk about local all the time. And launching an online learning platform, Zillow Academy. They're a brokerage. This is a brokerage statement. It is. And here's another article. Totally different article. I researched these 3 articles. 2 longtime Zillow executives are moving into new roles as the company continues to shift towards creating an end-to-end real estate experience. On Monday, the company announced that Jeremy Waxman is being promoted to the role of Chief Operating Officer, Vice President of the Premier agent, Susan Damler, will succeed Waxman as president of Zillow. So the shift signals an internal realignment. Let me put myself down here. It'll be easier for all of us to see. To create more lines of connectivity throughout the company's core business focuses and platforms, including Premier agent and Zillow offers. They're going to marry these two, everybody, and eventually these Premier agents are going to work directly for Zillow. That's how I see it. Waxman, in a conversation with Inman, explained that the reorganization will touch on linking the lines of business, products, and technology and operations. You've heard us talk a lot about wanting to create the more seamless experience. I can't stop saying that. It fires me up. Zillow has all the pieces in place, Waxman said, highlighting the Premier agent, business rentals business, Zillow offers, Loop, the mortgage company, and now the next step is integrating all of these services together. Well, no kidding, right? With real estate agents serving as partners. You got to hear what they're saying, everybody, throughout the entire process. These fellas, and like I said, Richard Barton, the CEO, he thinks light years ahead. And he moves with lightning speed. And that's what he's been doing. And he's gathering more and more momentum. The more money they make, the more we better watch our backs. That's why I say, everybody get a farm. Start communicating, sending out video texts, sending out all those things, connecting with consumers so that you are top of mind. You are their real estate agent, not Zillow, or now the Zillow agents that they're going to partner with. I mean, the real estate agents that Zillow is going to partner with, they're going to do it. Stay tuned. It's going to happen sooner than later. You already have George as a partner. George is a partner, right? Zillow here in Vegas. He's sitting right there waiting for Zillow to probably swoop him up. We'll see. That's what I predict. I would love to hear what you think in the comments. I would love that you like what I say, or tell me you disagree and tell me why. Let's have some conversation about what's going on so we can better inform each other. I know Frank always knows. He's always ahead of my game. Anyway, I'd love to hear what your comments are, what you think. And And like Karen, you're a broker, and Annetta, you're here today, and Frank, and the people that are here today. You all are here because you want to know more. And the informed agent that has a farm, that does Buffini or does Buffini-like things, you all are going to be the winners, because Zillow is going to be taking 50% of our market probably. That's what is predicted. So let's keep at least 50%, right? Not everybody's going to do it, but those of us who do it, we'll be in business. I love you all. Hey, have a great Friday. We're going to have a wonderful day. Can't say enough good things about Las Vegas. And if you don't have an Agent Formula website so that you can be uber localized with people who you interact with, you need to be interacting with people, and they need to know that you're the expert. Kathy says she agrees 100%. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. Yes, and Karen, she keeps preaching the same thing. I know, we over and over, but we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. You can always turn us off, but we're not going to stop. Anyway, I love you all. Please buy an Agent Formula website if you don't have one. We continue to provide tools and content and videos and everything you need to be the uber local agent that's an expert when your clients go to the site. See you all. I have tomorrow